Tua, what was it like when you were on the sidelines and watching Fitz do his thing with the Fitz magic and rally the team from behind for that victory?
Well, it's always good to win. It always feels good to win, first off. I know outsiders are probably going to say, well, it wasn't you in there that brought the win. Of course, it was Fitz, and I think it was a great effort by not just him, but the entire offense. Just him understanding, how to get in the groove and, where to go quickly with the ball and whatnot. I think, that's what makes Fitz who he is. And in a way, it really wasn't as shocking tonight, to see what had happened. They call him Fitz Magic for a reason.
Josh?
Hey, Tua, could you elaborate a little bit on, after the Denver game, you had spoken about some observations that you made on the sideline, like, guys being open, not necessarily when they're open. Did you notice anything tonight when you were able to observe from the sideline that you might be able to take moving forward?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just take the shots. You gotta give guys an opportunity, and you gotta just get the ball down the field because time's running out, and we don't have all day to just dink here, dink there, and try to move the ball that way.
Adam?
Yeah, that was kind of my question. Do you think you need to push the ball down the field more, seeing as the success Fitz had doing it?
Yeah, I would say so, but I would also say with what's given, I'm gonna continue to take what the defense gives me. If I feel like that's not open, I'm not gonna throw it. And so it's just I gotta get better at that. That's it.
We've got two more questions left. Cam?
Hey, Tua, I'm just curious. Does getting pulled do anything for you? Like, I guess your psyche, does that impact you at all? Like, what do you take out of, this, I guess, experience?
Yeah, I think, this is the second time it's happened, but I mean, I would say, it's just something you got to learn from, while Fitz is in there. I mean, I'm going to support him. I'm going to support the entire offense in there. And, as a team, really all you're looking forward to is a win. And, that's what we got tonight. So that's what we're happy with.
All right, last question, Joe.
Probably know this. After the game, Coach Flo announced that you will start next week against Buffalo. What is your reaction to that decision, and how do you feel about starting such a big game?
Well, it's I think all these games in the NFL are big games. You're not going against a team that doesn't have guys. Everyone has guys on their team, and I would say it's just another opportunity to move forward and learn and get back to the drawing board and see what we can do to help us be successful next week.
Hey, Fitzy, congrats on the victory. When Brian Flores approached you, first, what'd you do when you ran in the tunnel? Just what was your reaction to his message, and could you explain just the will of the entire team for you guys to be able to fight back and win this game?
The tunnel thing was weird because it's the first time in my 16-year career I've had to go to the bathroom so bad that I had to go during the game. And so I ran in there to take a pee, and then I came back out. And when I came back out, Flo said, hey, get ready, you're going in. So I took the obligatory 7 warm-up throws and went out there and tried to make something happen.
Adam?
Fitz, you've thrown over 5,000 passes in your career. Were any as big as what just happened tonight?
No, I don't think so. I think the odds are pretty low there of us being able to complete something with the proper yardage and not have to throw a Hail Mary, but actually kick a field goal. And, I didn't know that it was complete. As you guys saw, my face mask was getting pulled and my head was getting ripped off. And I turned around to say, hey, face mask, just to make sure they saw it. And I think Jesse Davis or maybe Myles had to tell me that it was complete, but I didn't know that we completed it.
Cunha.
Hey, Fitz. Coach Flores compared you to calling in a ninth inning reliever into the game. So I'm kind of wondering how you feel about that role. And is it kind of understood, like if the offense seems to be struggling late in games, that you might get called in into these situations?
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, every which way in my career I've done it. And, you know, I still play the game because I love playing the game. I love being part of the team. I love being out there on the field. So I get excited every time, no, you know, whether it's a start or whether it's at some point at the end of the game, he calls my number and puts me in.
We'll take two more, Cam.
Fitzy, what's up, man? Maybe can you take us through that play? Like what's going on in your mind from the snap to the face pull to when you figure out Mack actually caught it?
Yeah, I mean, they were going to be in two high safeties, you know, play pretty soft. We had Mike going right down the pipe, then a 20-yard in cut coming behind him. I just wanted to see what that safety on the left was going to do. I tried to make him believe that I was throwing it to Mike, and then was going to put, you know, it's a desperation throw, but was going to put it on the sideline to Mack and just, you know, hope for good things. But in that case, you know, really you're throwing up a prayer a little bit, and you know, along with the face mask, it ended up being awesome for us.
All right, last one, Omar.
Fitz, I want to ask you this question because I've been following your career for quite a while, and this is your first opportunity to actually make it into the playoffs. What's that like, and what's it like know that you've contributed to that if you get in?
Yeah, and I want to go, man. I want to feel what it's like. I think we've got a special team. I think this team all year long has fought, and for me, it's not just this year. It's the last 2 years in trying to build this foundation and, you know, build this vision of what Coach Flores thinks that we are. So I'm proud of the fact that I've really been able to contribute to that and have a strong contribution. And you know, that today was a great play at the end, but just on the sideline, the excitement, being able to hug your teammates and your coaches. I mean, that's why we play the game. So I am well aware that I've got to the playoffs. I promise you, Omar, and would love nothing more than to get there.
Hey, Myles, congrats on the victory on that long touchdown, you know, run down the sideline. It looked like you could have been stopped there, but, you know, you cut back the other way. Mack and Mike Gesicki had, you know, two big blocks. Just what's going on in your mind there? Because it looked like you could have been stopped right there, but you cut back, they get two big blocks, so then, you know, it's a race to the end zone.
Just kind of got spun around after the catch, and then I seen my dogs out there, Mack and Mike. So I seen Mike's block. I didn't really see Mack's block. He told me about it though. But yeah, it was great. And it was just always grinding, always trying to make plays. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't always gotta have the ball in your hand to make plays. You know? That don't happen without them two.
Hal?
Myles, I'm sure for part of the game, it was a little frustrating for the offense that you weren't able to get going. Fitz comes in. What was going on in the huddle when Fitz came in that got you guys going the way that you did?
I just think different energy. I mean, everybody knows Fitz. He's just a different type of guy. I mean, I think it was a change-up, but, I mean, it was coach's call. So I think everybody was just kind of kept on grinding, and finally things started to hit. You never know in the game. That's why you got to take one play at a time. You never know. Like, once you start hitting. But you got to grind through that. Sometimes it's slow.
Steve?
Myles, how would you describe the emotional roller coaster of those last 5 minutes with all the ups and downs?
Man, that's what football is all about. That's what you love about football, especially in the NFL. Ain't nobody weak. Ain't nobody easy win. So especially in football in December, like you play that all the way out. I love this atmosphere. I love this game. Hats off to the Raiders. They played a great game. Probably the most fun game I ever played in my life. So I mean, I think that's what all sports, competing, all that stuff is really about. Just coming down to the wire, who's gonna make the plays.
We got time for one more, Adam.
I actually didn't mean to have my hand raised, but the success you guys had on the ground early in the second half, it seemed to really to get the ball rolling for you. What was the difference from early on when it was kind of tough sledding for you?
I think just sticking to it, like I said, in any aspect of football or life or whatever it may be, you just got to stick to it, whatever, get your opportunity and start popping. Like I said, just keep on hitting. And it kind of came through. The O-line was doing their job like always. We was talking, communicating, and got what we needed to get done. You feel me?
Mac, what were you thinking when you dropped that pass on the goal line, and how well do you think you overcame that with your two big plays at the end? I'm talking about your catch as well as your block on Gaskin's TD.
I think as a player, you just always have to forget about the last play, good or bad. So, we got players on this team and coaches on this team that put faith in us. So to remember old stuff is never going to do you any good, whether you made a great play or drop like I had. So over my career, I've learned how to just put those type of things in the past and move on to the next thing.
Josh?
Hey, Mac, I'm sure you're going to get a bunch of questions about the catch, but I wanted to ask you on Myles Gaskin's touchdown. You and Mike Gesicki had two really big blocks that, let him go down the field. How important was that in the moment? And could you just explain your whole thought process in such a quick play happening?
Yeah, I mean, coaches talk about it all the time in practice is, hey, that might be the touchdown block. You might be the guy on the backside where you never think the ball is going to cut back to you, and you might be the guy who ends up spring into something for a touchdown. And it's just so happened that me and Mike both got the opportunity to do that, where if either one of us missed those blocks, it's a nice play, 15 yards or whatever it may be, but it's not going to the end zone. So those little things are, what would really help, especially this time of year.
Ruthie?
Mac, where does this game rank in level of excitement of games you've played in as it comes down to the final seconds? And how does it feel to have the play that people are going to remember forever?
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty good one. I had one in college, really similar to this against Florida State, where we ended up catching two balls and then kicking a field goal to win. And then when I was in Philly, we won the Super Bowl, and we were on the other side of it, where Tom's throwing a last-ditch effort throw, and it's incomplete, and you run on the field. But this is something that was to think back a year ago to where we were at this point, winning 3-4 games, whatever we were at, and now, really having a chance to make the playoffs. It's kind of cool to look back and see the bigger picture. So this was pretty high up there with the excitement and fun, and just be the guys that are on this team that really make it special.
Safin?
Hey Mac, obviously just the excitement of it. What was those 20 seconds like when you guys were down? What was that feeling like coming onto the field before Fitz made that throw?
I mean, for me, I live for that. Like I wouldn't say I choose it, but I don't know if there's any camera angles, but I'm smiling in her ear when we start that huddle right before that play, because that's why I play the game. I don't play the game to get easy wins and get stuff that doesn't get my blood going. For lack of a better term, I live for that shit. Plain and simple.
All right, last one, Adam.
I don't think anyone's actually asked you about the mechanics of the catch. Were you surprised that, I don't know, was it a coverage bust? They were playing a soft cover too, I guess. What happened?
I'm not sure from their end what happened. I'm sure Fitz did something. Usually when safeties or corners go somewhere they're not supposed to be, they're following quarterback eyes. So I didn't get to see back there. All I saw was a picture so far of Fitz, his face facing the opposite end zone while he's throwing the ball. So that's the only picture I've seen. So I'm not even sure how he got the ball off. But yeah, I'm if I had to guess, I'd say one of the safeties was following quarterback eyes and ended up losing me on the backside.